they've had a really easy road schedule. I will say, like, they have not had to go on the road and play any tough games. They went to Detroit, to Washington, to Arizona, and to Houston. The Packers are a bad team. I'm not denying that. The Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of the Lunch Table. I am Big Tice. Thank you for clicking on this video. We appreciate you watching, subscribing, all that good jazz. I'm joined as always by the boys, Dimaj, Saya, Trev, Dilly. How the hell are we doing?
Doing good. Fantastic, brother.
That's great to hear. Another week of NFL action is in the books. And, well, as for just like as the rest of the season is gone, this week was another exciting week. Definitely had some things that we didn't expect, some things that might elicit some reactions, some overreactions, you might say, which is the centerpiece of what we're going to be talking about today. We have all kind of put together some overreaction / hot take kind of things that we're going to reveal to each other and just kind of dissect them. Are they a hot take? Are they not? Is it an overreaction? Is it just, So let's dive into that, shall we?
Where's Dilly?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'll bit that off. All right. I assume we'll be back.
Yeah. We'll hold the fort down for him. All right. Anybody trying to go first here? Dimaj, I want to hear from you because I think I know what your hot take is about.
Justin Fields is him. Over the past 3 games, yes, we are 1-2 over that stretch. The offense has put up an average of like 31.6 points per game, which is the most I've seen in the past. How many seasons? And it's refreshing because he's doing it with no supporting cast, and they're using his ability to run to do that. He just broke Michael Vick's rushing record for a single game. He's done a lot up until this point to show that he can truly be a quarterback for the future if you just get the weapons around him and create the O-line presence. So make that face all you want, Harv. I think he can be really good. Crazy game. You're mad.
Now, him is a strong word, but I will say, Justin Fields, I'm still not 100% sold on his throwing ability and his accuracy and just overall ability to like read the field. I will say he's showing improvement, and that's definitely something that you can improve on, but something that you can't really improve on, you either got it or you don't, is the electricity. And I will say Justin Fields does have the electricity. He is up there on a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson level of explosive and just unstoppable with the ball in his hand as a runner in the open field. And that's what like fucking Bears fans should be really excited about. And that's what the offense should be trying to build around, is kind of a Ravens / Bills style offense where you can really center the quarterback around the run game.
Mm-hmm.
Him is a strong word, though.
I think him is the right term, because when I say him, I'm not saying he's elite at this point. I'm not saying he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. I'm saying he's him for the Bears' future at quarterback. I think he will be a starter for a long time in the league. I think he has the potential to be a top 10 quarterback for sure. The accuracy issues are something that I think is being overlooked at this point, because it's something that is also due to the receivers. If you watch the Dolphins game, which
they'll be dropping, them Bears receivers be dropping a lot of balls.
Be dropping a lot of passes. There was 2 dropped passes that should have been called as pass interference calls anyways. And one of the passes was on 4th and 10, a beautiful ball, and literally just went right through right through Equinemius St. Brown's hands.
Shout out to Chase Claypool for jumping high up into the air to then try to catch the ball by his feet.
Yeah. And that should have been a pass interference as it was.
It should have, yeah.
The Dolphins cornerback literally had his arms around Chase Claypool, and the ref was staring at the play. But it is what it is. All I know is it's a higher draft pick for the Bears this season. And look, if the Bears draft a receiver like Jackson from Ohio State, or even the kid down in USC,
Jordan Addison.
Madison. Addison, sorry. The receiving core automatically gets bolstered. You'll have Darnell Mooney, Addison, and Chase Claypool, all different special receivers that can do a lot of different things. Bolster the O-line in free agency. There is a lot of good O-linemen in this free agent class. You have Orlando Brown, who still hasn't been signed yet, which honestly would be fine with giving him a big contract, especially as a run blocker. He's a good pass blocker. He's been doing it for Patrick Mahomes for a minute now. And you have Eric McCoy with the Saints, who's been a very reliable center, and that's easily the weakest position on the Bears' whole line. So I feel like there's a lot of potential with this team. Justin Fields is showing that he has the potential to be a great quarterback in the league, and I think he's him at the Bears quarterback position.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'm glad you bring up the quarterback position because I got a bit of an overreaction here. All right. Tell me if this is just, or tell me if I need to come back down to earth a little bit here. Brett Favre, right, has stolen like $50 million from the welfare fund and started a bunch of fraudulent companies. And I think Aaron Rodgers still might be a bigger fraud this year. You know, I mean, you go look at that Lions game this weekend, and the Lions defense played like the fucking 750th ranked defense of the last 25 years. Our issue was Aaron Rodgers, not any of the weapons, but Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Protect the Ball himself, threw 3 picks in the end zone in that game. In the first half, we marched down the field on that defense 4 times and walked away with 0 points in the first half. I mean, embarrassing performance from Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. But the source of our issues should not be coming from the back-to-back MVP. This year, he's playing like Aaron Rodgers.
I need to send that to our group chat. I have a picture with Rodgers as his jersey last name, and I love that picture. I have it saved to my phone right now.
Yeah.
Can't blame you.
Aaron Rodgers just looks like he's checked out completely. Like he doesn't really care about winning football games anymore. And who can blame him? Dude's got no weapons.
He's got no weapons. He's been dealing
not
with
going to give me any weapons. I'll give you a top 5 pick.
He's been dealing with a thumb all year, which he's come out multiple times and said is not an issue. It's not a factor in the way he's playing, but clearly it is. Clearly it is. I mean, there's so many things that I could overreact to about the Packers. I mean, David Bakhtiari should have retired last offseason. There's one. Fucking blow the whole thing up, fire everybody from top to bottom. I mean, I could just go on and on for days. It's all bad, and it's only getting worse because Rashawn Gary's done for the year. Aaron Jones is going to miss time.
Dobbs is going to miss time.
Watson can't stay on the field. It's going from bad to worse in Green Bay. And it seems like one of our main issues, at least of the last few weeks, has been the back-to-back MVP.
There's a lot to be talked about, and offensive play call efficiency is one of them. I mean, when you have your best player, Aaron Jones, off the field for the majority of snaps, and Aaron Dillon's your leading rusher the whole game, even up until the point Aaron Jones was out of the game, Aaron Dillon was getting more time. Yeah. And Aaron Dillon has shown that, or AJ Dillon has shown that he is not an effective ball carrier this year, like at all. He's been awful. Yeah. He has done nothing to show or prove that he can be a reliable number 2 even at this point. Yeah. Aaron Jones has been very efficient with the ball in his hands, no matter if it's in a run game or the receiving game, and they just don't give him the touches for whatever reason. And now he's hurt. And I think the play call that highlights all of this is in that drive where they go for it on fourth down. They have AJ Dillon in for the first 3 downs, gets clogged twice, overthrows a receiver in the end zone. And then the last play, Aaron Jones finally comes in. You're like, oh, maybe they're finally going to run the ball with Aaron Jones, who's been the more efficient rusher. No, it's a play action rollout where he looks back to the left, underthrows David Bakhtiari, and throws a fucking interception to Aiden Hutchinson. That is the definition of the Packers season at this point, with doing absolutely everything wrong, even when it looks like they could be doing something right. It's awful. I mean,
and let me just say real quick about that play. Number one, we can't even get the dude to do his job on a consistent level. Let's not have him go run routes and try to catch the ball too. Second of all, fucking winners run trick plays like that. Not the fucking sorry Packers who aren't getting no one to bite on shit because nothing we do is effective. Like, you don't throw a play action fake fucking left tackle rollout unless you're above 500. That should be a rule in the NFL rule book.
I say this season, you let David Bakhtiari retire. You let Jenkins come to the Bears. We need some O-linemen, and he's a free agent this year. So, like, just blow up the roster, man. Let the Bears have some players. I'm fine with having a few Packers players on my roster.
Yeah, at this point, it might be best for the Packers to just blow up the roster, get draft picks, just start new, start afresh.
I just
because they don't trade, so it's not.
I
like
just
they're
really
actually gonna
hope.
trade 4 picks.
I just really hope that Rodgers and Bakhtiari retire this offseason, because it'll just kind of like break the handcuffs off of our cap situation a little bit. Like, we'll still have obviously money we owe them, but I just
it's funny.
We aren't going to get anywhere with these aging contracts.
You could argue if Aaron Rodgers retires this season, the Bears could have the best quarterback in the division next year. It could.
I don't know. Kirk O'Chains is playing pretty good.
He's playing well, but he's also kept the Vikings in every single game close, except for the one time he played a good team and he got blown the fuck out. So,
yeah, but the Eagles.
I think he's a fraud.
Okay, I should be here from now on. I
Bit
just
of
keep
technical difficulty.
Yeah, it snowed 7 inches today, so my
Oh,
wow.
is
Something
it's
you
pretty
don't have to
fun,
worry
so,
about in Arizona.
Yeah, seriously. Did I miss anything? Did anyone go yet?
Yeah.
Me
Yeah,
and
we
Tyson
just
have
gonna-
given our overreaction.
Okay, because I just wanted to follow up on Tice. That's good with you guys because I'm kind of in the same boat.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead,
here.
Daly.
Big time.
Talk your talk.
But overreaction. This one's a lot, especially within the Cardinals fan base, and I necessarily don't like it, but it's trade Kyler Murray. That is honestly the most stupid thing I've ever heard. Okay, if you can't. Anyone in the NFL agree that Kyler Murray is a top 10 talent in the league, and you can't deny that. But
Yeah.
when you
Talent or
look,
quarterback?
but talent,
Okay, well,
talent, because I'm getting there. Talent. Okay, just listen.
Right.
But he's been with Cliff Kingsbury his whole career. Okay, not once has Cliff Kingsbury made an effort to change his playbook around. When we played the Vikings, Patrick Peterson was on every play. He was deflecting every ball. He was on every tackle pretty much.
Revenge game.
But he also mentioned that every single time we lined up for the ball, he knew what we were running because that's what we ran when he was a Cardinal still. The contract of Kyler Murray was too early, right? It was stupid is what it was. I'll say that. But I don't know, because I've been seeing a lot of things that a thing that really stood out to me is that Sean Payton is the top candidate to be Cliff Kingsbury's replacement. Okay.
Does Sean Payton want to coach them?
And
this is where I'm going to go with this.
everyone said that Drew Brees is too short, and then Sean Payton coached him. Look where he's at. Everyone said the same thing about Kyler Murray. If we can bag this, that'd be cool. It's changing the playbook up is our main issue.
I think blow it up. Throw away. Well, I think Billy's going.
Okay,
but
I have no idea where I left off at.
there you go. Okay, well, you said that it's okay. Kyler Murray got paid too early. Cliff Kingsbury gone. Sean Payton in. But
Yeah,
I say you
that's
blow
the
it up.
thing.
I think you trade away
I-
Kyler Murray because Sean Payton came out with a tweet and he said, Lamar Jackson's going to be a free agent this season. I'm going to be a free agent this season. Let's see what happens when you throw Sean Payton with the Cardinals, you trade away Kyler Murray for some assets, and then you bring in Lamar Jackson. I like that idea 10 times more, and I think that would be so much fun.
Let me
So
cut you
much
off. Let me cut you off right here. Lamar Jackson is not gonna be no goddamn Cardinal. If he's gonna go to another bird team, he's finna go to the Falcons.
Oh my God. It's wherever Sean Payton wants to coach. And I think Lamar wants to go where Sean Payton's at. So
Lamar can come
let's
work
do
with
a little
Arthur
finagling.
Smith.
You know what I'm saying? Just have Kyler Murray dip, Kingsbury dip, bring both of them in. Have a great time. I like that idea. I'm happy. I'd be excited as fuck to see that. I'd actually have hope in the Cardinals again.
I mean, your problems are still gonna be essentially one and the same. If you like how big of an upgrade is Lamar Jackson to Kyler Murray, or how big is the difference between Lamar Jackson and Kyler Murray?
I
They
think it's
both got-
significant.
I don't think it's significant.
Look at what
I don't think
Murray's doing
it's
with all those
significant.
weapons, and Lamar Jackson's doing with almost no weapons.
I think
Lamar
Kyler
Jackson
deserves
has a better O-line.
I think Kyler deserves a shot without Cliff before you get rid of them both.
Oh no, definitely. I just think it'd be a fun idea. I feel like it'd be a franchise mode type bullshit where I trade away Kyler Murray, fire Cliff Kingsbury, I bring them both in, and I just see where it goes.
Hey, you never know. All I do know is Cliff's got a whole mess of a situation to deal with because he's definitely getting shit canned and he's right in the middle of construction on like a mega mansion in the valley.
He's fucked.
Gonna have to throw up that for sale sign.
It's not a great seller's market right now either. Too bad.
Terrible.
Oh man. All right. Saya,
Let me
what's
hit you
that
with it.
overreaction?
Let me hit you with it. I was saying this at the beginning of the season, right? The Patriots, borderline worst team in their division. I mean, as of right now, they are the worst team in their division, sitting at 5-4.
Yeah.
He's here, and I don't see it getting any easier. I don't think that Mac Jones is going to lead those guys anywhere, and because of Mac Jones, I think the Patriots have real limitations to us how far they can go, and the defense can't do it forever because they've still got. Let me pull up their schedule. They've got the Jets to play again, who just beat the Bills.
Yeah.
They've got the Vikings. That's a 6-1 team right now. The Bills again, the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Bengals, the Dolphins, and then the Bills again. So they still have yet to play the Bills at all this season.
Yeah.
They didn't beat they did beat Miami, and they lost against Miami and then beat
the Jets.
the Jets.
Yeah.
So they're not really looking good, like conference standing wise, like playing games within their conference. And I was never high on these Patriots, and surprisingly, they're somehow 5-4. But I don't think they make. I think this division can send 3 teams to the playoffs, which will be everybody but the Patriots.
I think it's sad to see because I saw something that showed the division of the AFC East and the NFC South, and it has Tom Brady's Buccaneers 4-5 leading their division, and Bill Belichick's Patriots 5-4,
5-4, last
but
place.
bottom of the division.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, I think your claim about them maybe being the worst in their division is definitely, I think true up until this point. I mean, I think Zach Wilson's still a very incompetent quarterback and can't do his fucking job.
Yeah,
But
I don't think Zach Wilson will win a playoff game, but that defense will sure as hell get them there.
I still think the Patriots could finish with a better record than the Jets could, though. And I know the Jets beat the Bills, but
Go ahead.
Josh Allen messed up what is it called? A UCL?
UCL.
His UCL. I was talking with one of our trainers, or Harvey, my roommate, was talking with one of the trainers. She basically said that's the ACL of the elbow.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh
That's
Allen
funny,
having one of
not in baseball.
those messed up during that game could definitely play a part, and he still slung a nasty bomb to Gabriel Davis for the end of the game that Gabriel Davis just dropped. But I feel like I don't know.
I don't know.
I just don't believe in the Jets. I really don't. I still think they could finish bottom of the division easily.
But okay, let me spell this out. The Jets still have yet to play this is their remaining schedule. The Patriots this upcoming Sunday.
I think they lose.
The Bears.
I think they lose.
They can easily win that one.
They could, but we whooped on the Patriots and the Patriots whooped on the Jets. So I think the Bears could definitely win that game, especially with how the offense is playing. But
it's a 50-50. But then the Vikings,
Yeah.
they could stop the Vikings. Then I'm believing very, very much so in this defense. Then they got Buffalo again. That'll cap off pretty much all of their
division games.
Besides one. Then they get this 3-game stint here: Detroit, Jacksonville, and Seattle. And I think you take out Detroit and Jacksonville, easy dubs, and you've got momentum in week 17, which is crucial for playoff seedings. I think they'll somehow make it out and beat Seattle, and then they play Miami again, which is a very possible loss.
I think they lose to Miami for sure at the end of the season, but I also think they lose to Seattle. I think Seattle, even with as much as they have done, are still being looked as like a very bad team for whatever reason. Seattle's
a really good team.
They're truly good.
Seattle has a crazy good rookie class too.
Let me cut you guys short. So the one of two of four Falcons wins against the two top teams in that NFC West, being the Niners and the Seahawks. And if the Falcons are able to beat the Seahawks, I think that the Seahawks team is much more viable to take a loss to this Jets team, who has a better defense than us and a middle of the pack offense.
The Falcons are definitely a sleeper playoff team.
I mean, you guys beat the Niners as well, and the Niners honestly could be one of the best, if not the second best. The Eagles are the best, but the second best team in the NFC. They have almost no holes except for fucking quarterback. I mean, Jimmy's playing well enough to win, but bad enough to lose. So it's really always a toss up with them. But
call me crazy. I think the top 3 in the NFC are the Eagles, the Vikings, and the Cowboys.
You're not wrong at this point. You're not wrong.
And I think the Niners and the Seahawks might be the next 2 out of that group.
Yeah.
I do want to apologetically interrupt because I seem to have gotten kicked out right at the good part when I heard D-Maj talking about Lamar Jackson and Sean Payton teaming up in the Red Sea.
Lamar Jackson and Sean Payton and AZ.
Let's talk about that for a second. Because that'd be crazy. See, that theory I didn't have in mind. See, I'd be cool with that. But that's the contract to another issue, though, because since Lamar's a free agent, we have to pay him a bag. Not only, well, I guess it doesn't matter because the Ravens would technically taking over Kyler's deal.
Yeah.
So
and pay Lamar.
I like it, but a
Is Steve Kahn really like that though? I don't fucking think so. So get
Oh, hell no.
that out of your ass, Steve Kahn. Fucking.
I think the Cardinals got bigger problems than the quarterback play to get a whole new quarterback.
No, see, that's what my thing was. That's what my thing was heading on to is a new coach, just in general. Like,
yeah, new coach need some studs on the offensive line.
I just feel like exactly. I just feel like
Or need an offensive line.
Yeah, like D-Mod was saying, if we could spend a bag on Orlando Brown, maybe, pair him up with DJ Humphries and, get Brett Price, to.
Or if Rodney Hudson can just stay healthy.
The Cardinals need to go get Kyler a fucking experienced, been around the fucking NFL, tough,
exactly,
like head coach who's not gonna fucking take shit and who's gonna put him in his place and tell him exactly what the fuck he needs to do. Like
exactly, like I was saying, like Sean Payne. When Drew Brees came in the league, people were fucking on him because he was too short, and then he got a coach like Sean Payne who was able to build around his play, his skill of play, which is a deep ball. And look at Drew Brees now, And I just feel like if you give Kyler a new coach where he'll actually, fix up a playbook to actually, get the ball down to D-Hop and Hollywood down the field, instead of these bubble screens and these double slants and everything, running up the gut on a 3rd and 12, or like Eric Bieniemy would be nuts, dude. He's an offensive genius and he's working with Patrick Mahomes, who's kind of a run type quarterback like Kyler. And, Kellen Moore's a good one. The Cowboys offense is mean as fuck with him as an OC. So I don't know.
Yeah, Kellen
Moore,
like
yeah.
Go ahead, might be finished.
No, you're good. I was saying like if like D-Maj, if we can bag Lamar like that by getting rid of Kyler, I'm all fucking for it. But if you don't have any intention of getting rid of Kyler, just get a good offensive mind coach to, put Kyler's skills to show. And if Kyler fucks it up, then yeah.
Here's the thing with the Cardinals. They are a crazy talented roster with a crazy talented quarterback, and they just have zero leadership.
Right. Yeah, they've got no direction.
I don't think the Cardinals necessarily need some crazy, like over the top, big brained offensive guru to come in. They just need a fucking good leader and a tough coach who holds his players to a high standard. And I think the perfect guy for the Cardinals job would be Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell, former head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, took them to a Super Bowl berth in 2009 against the Saints. Jim Caldwell, the guy who went to Detroit to be head coach and took one of like the worst fucking Detroit teams to the playoffs in 2000, I think 14 or 15. And for some reason has not been able to really find a steady head coaching job since. But like, he's a guy who's been around the league a long time. He's played with some great leaders like fucking Peyton Manning and Calvin Johnson coached like guys like that, not played with them. But the Cardinals, because Kyler is not a leader. He's proven that he's a crazy talent.
Yeah,
he's an elite quarterback, but he's not a leader. So, and Cliff isn't that either. So that's really what they're lacking is leadership, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Let me. This is what I think Cardinals need to do. Obviously, fire Cliff. Get him, get his ass out of there. He's god awful. But I think the right move to do would be to get Vance Joseph and make him reinstate him as the head coach, and then really buy in to his scheme and the defensive side of the ball. Because if you look at what the NFC West does best, the Rams play good defense, the Niners play good defense, the Seahawks play good defense. So I think that should be a staple of any NFC West team. And then you go get like maybe Kellen Mond wants to take the chance as an offensive coordinator with the Cardinals, get a different feel for a different offense, or bring his own offense with a new quarterback, and then just invest in your own line, because you've invested into the weapons, getting Ertz. You drafted a tight end this last year. You got Rondale Moore. You got D-Hop still. So you've got the skill positions. Now you need to fill in the trenches and play better defense.
No, for sure. It's it's definitely a lot of things. Like that's just I don't know. I just feel you, Tyson. I'm in the same boat. It's definitely weird how a year ago Cardinals were 7-1, Packers were 8-1, and now we're both here at 3-6.
Oh, how the turntables have turned.
Yeah, it's just a rough feeling, and it's like what the fuck went wrong? You know, we have the same roster, you know, a couple guys different here and there, but it's pretty much the same all around, if not a piece or two better offensively, you know, but it's
okay. It's okay.
Welcome to
the Losers
sooner
Club,
or later, the
no,
truth.
it's cool.
You guys
It's
welcome
cool.
to the
It's
club.
just just sucks that I'm used to this shit, you know.
Oh yeah,
I'm
I get
used
that.
to this shit. You know, you go out and get Kurt Warner, okay. We're
going way back.
He ends his career, you know, Cardinals are looking fucking bright, took a 9-7 wildcard team to the Super Bowl, okay? And then what? You got a gap of fucking John Skelton, Kevin Cobb, fucking Drew Anderson, like all these guys, and then you go out get Bruce Arians,
Drew Stanton.
If we're talking about good coaches, and then you get Carson Palmer, who led us to 3 playoffs and our best season, you know, ever, 13-3, and took us to an NFC championship. And then what? You know, we go to Josh Rosen and fucking Drew Stanton and fucking, you know, it's just a repeating thing, you know. Now we're here with Kyler Murray, you know, he took us to a playoff already, might take us to another one, maybe, and then we might fucking see another, you know, few no-name quarterback. It's whatever. Moving on.
Sooner or later, the truth will rear its ugly head.
Think so. We're still young. We're bound to win a Super Bowl in 50 years. Yeah.
50 years, true. 50 years. Yeah.
All right. Nearing the end of this segment here, Trev, have not heard from you yet.
Reaction. You guys want an overreaction? I got an overreaction for you.
Let's go.
The Philadelphia Eagles are an overreaction.
This guy's been on this.
The Eagles themselves.
Oh my God, bro! If the Cardinals had the Eagles schedule, give me that undefeated.
They got an absolute cake walk,
dude. Without Matt Amendola kicking a field goal, Cardinals would not have lost that game to the Eagles.
An absolute cakewalk from where they are now, an absolute cakewalk to the end of the season.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm only saying this because the Steelers were in the same boat and nobody was buying it. Like everyone's buying the Eagles.
I remember that a couple of years ago. Them Steelers were like 11-0.
Exactly.
Okay, listen to this. The Eagles,
they're good though.
In every single game,
no, they're good.
Led by double-digit points. Every single game. At some point in the game, they led by double-digit points. If you want to talk about easy schedules, up until this point, the Bills have had an easier schedule, but nobody wants to point out how they've been so great. But here's what it is. The Eagles have won every game, have played elite ball on both
the best
sides
are in the best division in football right now. So
leading,
which that division was supposed to be the worst division in football as of last year.
So personally, are the Eagles an overreaction? I'm not here to say yes or no. I believe in them. I think they're an amazing team because with the Steelers, I looked at them and they were 11-0 because their defense was amazing, not because their offense was elite. Ben Roethlisberger was fucking aging and dying. So that's what it is. You have Jalen Hurts, though, on the Eagles team, who's doing everything he can to win games, and they're killing teams. I mean, shit, you want to point out the teams that they've played and won against, the Cowboys and the Vikings. The
Cooper Rush Cowboys and the Kirk Cousins are primetime Vikings. Those are fucking huge W's.
But the Vikings are 7-1, aren't they? 7-1, aren't they? The number 2 team in the NFC.
Yeah, how many primetime games has Kirk Cousins won?
None.
Just to break this down a little bit, the Eagles opened the season barely escaping the Lions, almost gave up a huge comeback to the Lions. Then played Kirk Cousins on primetime. Then got a sloppy victory in Washington against bum Carson Wentz. Then barely beat the Jaguars. They were
in a very rainy game.
Yeah,
true. And then barely beat the Cardinals, which have established themselves as a bottom tier team.
Without
fucking beat the Cowboys, the Cooper Rush led Cowboys though.
Everybody was raving about
Cooper-
how Cooper Rush
Cooper,
could steal Dak's job,
Cooper Rush was undefeated.
Bring Cooper Rush.
They beat the Steelers, who were without TJ Watt and had Kenny Pickett starting, and then they beat the Texans, but played a very bad first half of football. So,
See,
I mean, they're
okay.
undefeated. They should be in the top like 3 of the power rankings, but I don't think they're just hands down the best fucking team in the NFC, even let alone the NFL.
Okay.
Who's better than them in the NFC?
I think that the Vikings and the Cowboys both could beat them in the playoffs.
The Vikings didn't beat them this season, though.
The Eagles have also lucked out and been so healthy.
Dak,
The Eagles are pretty much the only team in the league who aren't dealing with injuries.
But can you hold that against them? Like you're part of an NFL job.
I don't think
an NFL job is to stay healthy and to play as many games as possible.
I don't think what they're doing fully healthy, being 8-0, is impressive as the Bills being 6-2, missing half their defense.
they put up 20 against the fucking Jets.
The Bills actually have
The Bills have been beat up all year though, and their quarterback has the ACL of elbows.
This brings up my next talking point is that this is football. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. We just saw the Falcons lose because we fumbled a fumble recovery. We saw the Jets beat the Bills in a stunner. We saw the Chiefs lose to the Colts early in the season in a stunner. And we saw the Raiders, who most of us picked this last week, lose to the Jags because they couldn't sustain any offense in the fourth quarter. Football is going to be football, where you're going to have to take into account that all the minute things that you don't think about are going to come into play at some point where in the season. Now, I'm sure the Eagles are definitely they're going to get hit with an injury. I'm not going to say it's going to be like anyone specific or anyone of importance, but they're going to get hit with an injury. And you can't deny that in every single game they faced adversity and still won.
I hope you guys know they've been playing without their starting left tackle for quite a few games. They're starting left tackle.
You said you were comparing the Eagles' schedule to the Bills' schedule. I'm looking here at the schedule, and I see three. They played. If the Eagles were to beat the Dolphins, if the Eagles were to beat the Chiefs, if the Eagles were to beat the Jets, I would give them some credit.
They beat the Vikings, who are better than all those teams.
Time. I mean, I guess that's their biggest win. That's their biggest win.
I think a lot of people want to talk about what the Eagles are doing and what's happening with who they're playing. The fact of the matter is that team has not lost a game. They've won every game, and good teams find ways to win no matter who they're playing. Like last year, everybody was like, the Lions honestly could have been 9-8 if they would have just won those close games. They weren't. They were one of the worst teams in the NFL. The Ravens beat them on a fucking record-breaking kick. Bad teams find ways to lose. Good teams find ways to win. The Eagles have not lost, which automatically means they're a good team. And the way they've been winning and making sure that nobody else is competing with them, they are the best team in the league currently.
The Eagles, the NFC this year is like the Eastern Conference in the NBA from the year 2007 to 2016. And the Eagles are like any team LeBron James was on in that era. They're just taking advantage of of being on the worst side, you know? If they had to go through all the AFC opponents that the Chiefs or the Bills do, they wouldn't be sitting at 8-0 right now.
No, I think they would, because if you look at
which again, you can't hold it against them.
You got to look at everything that they've done. They're 8-0. Eagles have played the top teams in the NFC. So if you're looking at they're the top teams, even if you want to say the Vikings aren't this, the Cowboys aren't that, the Cowboys don't have this, the Cowboys still have a top 5 defense. The Vikings have, I think, a top 5 offense and defense. And they beat both of them. They whooped on the Vikings. They torched the Cowboys defense. the Eagles are a fucking good team. And I think if they played the Bills or the Chiefs right now, especially what the fucking Chiefs did against the Titans with Malik Willis.
Yeah, only completing 5 passes in the second
Like,
half.
are you
That's still being a
serious? You
close
guys are going
game.
to talk about how the Chiefs or the Bills could be better and they barely beat a team with a quarterback that can't even fucking throw the ball? Really? Like, no, the Eagles are better. The Eagles are better than the fucking Titans and the Chiefs and the fucking Bills. It doesn't matter who they're playing because all those other teams in the AFC have also played a lot of shit teams. The Eagles are doing it, and they're doing it well in every facet of the game. It's not like they're just running the ball. It's not like they're just passing. It's not like their passing defense is amazing. It's not like their run defense is amazing. Their special teams has been good. Every facet of the game has been elite for the Eagles, and that's why they're 8-0. Not because of who they played or how. It's because of how they played.
Yeah, if they were to play any comp, they would lose. They would not be.
They
undefeated.
have the Vikings. The Vikings is the number
bro,
one
that's a
comp.
huge-
And I don't know
huge
why you're
W,
disregarding the Vikings when they're 7-1, have an elite offense, have had an elite offense since the beginning of the season, and have had a great defense for the majority of the season.
Well, how about this? The Vikings play the Bills. What is this? In 4 days this weekend. So that's good. That's gonna be. I mean, Josh, depending on how Josh Allen is, obviously we can take this game with a grain of salt because Josh Allen will more than likely be partially injured. But the result of that Vikings Bills game is gonna show one or two things: either how good the Vikings are and they beat the Bills, and if they were to beat the Bills in undoubtedly fashion, then the Vikings are a good team, therefore making the Eagles a good team.
Actually, fuck it. Because of this whole segment, Dilly, whatever I picked for that game, automatically switch it to the Vikings. Literally because I'm showing my faith in the Vikings right now to be a good team. They're gonna beat the Bills now.
All I want you guys to know is that I am, as of now, the only one that has the Vikings on the board there. So.
Well, now I have the Vikings too, so it's both of us. So fuck.
I'll see.
Are the Bills going to have Josh Allen?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it matters. It
Doesn't
matters.
It
It matters for sure.
I think it does.
I think it does.
No, here's what I'll say. Just looking at this Eagles schedule a little more. They've had a really easy road schedule. I will say, like, they have not had to go on the road and play any tough games. They went to Detroit, to Washington,
The
to
Packers
Arizona, and to Houston. The Packers are a bad team. I'm not denying that.
That's all I gotta say, though. I mean,
That's funny.
No, I agree, though. I don't think that's an overreaction, Trev. I think the Eagles are being a little bit overhyped right now. I don't know. I think the NFC is super wide open. I still don't think that the Bucs are out yet. I'm still fully expecting the Buccaneers to somehow find a way to get in and win a couple of games and be in another fucking NFC championship. But
the Bucs, if they make the playoffs, won't get out of the first round. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, the Bucs are a bad team that
They're
can't run
awful.
that can't run the ball.
Leonard Fournette
And-
is the worst good player in the NFL.
Fair enough. That's not an overreaction. Shit. I mean, you look at them and Brady has the second most passing yards. He only has 1 interception on the season, which is pretty impressive. He only has 10 touchdowns, though. If you look at that, he's one of the bottom quarterbacks in passing touchdowns this season.
Probably right down there with Raj.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Insane right now.
That's tough.
Sorry.
Also, one thing to note about them Eagles is that they're not turning the ball over, and they're creating they're like plus 13 in the turnover differential on the season. So when you got a defense that's giving you the ball back as many times as possible, and you're not giving the ball up and not throwing away that opportunity, that's how you win games.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we wrap up these overreactions, I just got a little bonus one that I wanted to bring up. I didn't want to use it as my main one because I needed to call out my Packers, but I also want to say, call this an overreaction or not, but Tyreek Hill should be the front runner for league MVP.
Yes,
Say so.
I agree.
Huh.
Dude, on pace to get 2,100 receiving yards
Mm-hmm. And Tua should be in the conversation too.
as an MVP. Maybe even give Tua the MVP, Tyreek the Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
But
that's
Tyreek
probably
even
how
did it without
voters
Tua.
would do it. But yeah, true.
I mean, shit.
When he was out.
You saw what Tyreek was doing without Tua. I wouldn't, if he does break records this season, which he definitely could. I don't think league MVP is out of the question.
The first wide receiver to do it since what, like Moss?
I love how Mahomes and Tyreek like broke up this offseason and they're both just like thriving. And then Aaron and Devontae broke up and they're like Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob in that one episode where they're like singing to each other from across the street.
Devontae's
definitely
balling,
do
though.
think they
He's
miss
just
each other.
he's just on a bad team, but Devontae's
Yeah.
balling.
I think if he was still with Rodgers, though, he would be putting up even more massive numbers.
Yeah. Call this an overreaction. I think Christian Watson dropped our whole season on the first play. I don't think we'd be below 500 if he caught that ball. Call me crazy. If he catches that ball, we win that game, and I think we're above 500 right now.
I think that's an overreaction. You guys are just bad.
All right, fine. We can call
You guys
that
are
one an
looking like the
overreaction.
Bears right now.
Oof.
Whoa.
I mean,
Whoa.
No,
do you got
Bears offense has been more efficient the past 3 weeks. That's all I gotta say.
do have the same record as of week 10.
Yep.
So
Hey, it's gonna be fun this offseason, DiMaggio. The Packers are hopping in the back seat with the Lions and the Bears in that top 10 pick range. It'll be
But
lit.
have no cap space.
The three NFC North poverty teams will all be there this year.
Next year, mark my words, the Bears will be in the NFC Championship game.
Whoa! Overreaction! Overreaction!
Watch.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Watch. You can save this video. I'll fucking record it.
Put this on all of our socials, Dilly. Put this reel on the Instagram. Put
The
this reel on
Bears
the
are
TikTok.
making the NFC Championship next year.
You're setting yourself up for failure.
Next
You're setting yourself-
year.
You're
All
gonna
right,
delete that
well-
like week 1 next year.
Recorded. It's recorded.
All right. Before we wrap
Hey.
this up, Trev, you got another group of guys for a little start bench cut.
Yes, sir. Got 3 more for y'all.
Let's
See.
get it.
See if it's as hard as last week.
Oh, okay, I need my ski mask on this one before I get flamed again.
All right. Just remember all guys in their prime overall, you know what I'm saying. All right. Started off, we got CeeDee Lamb, Devonta Smith, and Scary Terry.
I am starting CD. I am cutting Devontae Smith, or benching Devontae Smith, and I'm cutting Scary Terry. Don't
Interesting. I'm actually gonna start Scary Terry. I'm gonna bench CD and I'm gonna cut Devonta Smith.
That's what I'm on, Tice. Yep.
I'm gonna start CD, bench Terry, and cut Devontae.
See that this probably like the most split list we've ever had on One Stupid Sports here in Star Bitch Con.
So far.
Wait. Just to clarify, when we talk about prime Devonta Smith, are we talking about that one game against Washington? Because
Or
give me him over prime Randy Moss.
It's not one game.
Against the fucking Jair, Tice.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, no, Scary Terry though, that's my starter.
Yeah, same.
Fair. I think CD's fucking elite, bro. Like I know Scary
CD is
Terry's
a
been doing
dog.
it with fucking backups his whole career, but CD in his young career has shown a lot. I think he's honestly like if he finishes the season this year the way I think he's going to be considered a top 10 receiver this year. I can't say the same about Scary Terry though.
Bring them Oklahoma boys to the desert when CD's a free agent. Give me a fucking deal with Hollywood, CD, and Hop. Oh my god.
You know what's ironic about CD is he fell in that draft, and the two guys taken above him were Judy and Ruggs.
Both
Yeah.
guys who have done nothing.
Yeah. One guy who's done
So
nothing
we
and
all
one
thought
guy
we-
who like took away from this world, literally. He did so little that he took away.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny to me.
Yeah. Let me start Scary Terry. That guy's just quarterback proof.
Mhm.
Proven it time and time again, starting with fucking Carson Wentz, fucking Taylor Heineke, Fitzmagic, all subpar
Dwayne Ha-
quarterbacks.
All them bums.
Was he- was-
Yeah.
Was he with Washington? Was he with Washington with Dwayne Haskins?
I don't think
Dwayne-
Dwayne Haskins ever really started, but he definitely had the opportunity to be the starter. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
was in that quarterback room. And then
I think CD Lamb's kind of proven he's quarterback proof. I mean, fuck yeah, Cooper Rush as his quarterback and was still performing.
they weren't really throwing the
And
ball.
Andy
though.
Dalton.
Yeah, Andy Dalton. That's true.
Then definitely you got to bend CD. I think CD's superior talent to Devontae. Like just talent wise, I think Devontae's got him clearly on the technicalities of being a receiver,
Mhm.
the finite things, and then gotta cut Devontae as much as that hurts. But
If you're looking for a
Devontae
playmaker,
could be
you
better.
start CD, and if you're looking for a pure receiver, you start Terry.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Trev.
All right, next one here. We got Des Bryant.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
We got Brandon Marshall,
Uh-huh.
and we got Jordy Nelson.
Oh,
okay. Let's see.
all right. Let's see. I'm gonna start Brandon Marshall. I love Jordy Nelson, but Brandon Marshall is just above Jordy Nelson in terms of talent and production. I'm benching Jordy, and then I'm cutting Dez because he has no hands, especially in the playoffs in Green Bay.
I'm gonna agree with that. I like that.
Huh.
That's not biased at all either. That's an objective take.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Sure.
starting Dez because Dez in fact did catch it.
He did.
Ah.
He did.
He did in fact catch it, bro.
did catch it. And then I think I'm benching Jordy. Give me the guy that's consistent, who's gonna be essentially quarterback proof or quarterback friendly. And then who's this third one here?
Jordy.
Brandon Marshall.
Brandon Marshall. Oh man. Sorry, Brandon. Sorry, B Marsh.
That's
Ooh.
wild.
Sorry.
I feel better about myself from last week now.
Sorry, B Marsh. B Marsh played for the Bears, the Broncos, and
The Jets.
The Finns, the Jets.
Yeah. And no team that ever actually won something.
It's funny you guys like are laughing, but Brandon Marshall has more 1,000-yard receivers than both Des 1,000-yard receiver like seasons than Jordy Nelson and Des Bryant combined won.
But I'm looking for a guy.
And Brandon Marshall is that guy. I mean, shit. The first year with the Jets, he had 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns. And
Yeah,
that was
I'm looking
later
at
in his
Brandon
career.
Marshall's stats right now, trying to decide like what his prime was, and he kind of just balled everywhere.
Yeah, like fuck. I mean, you could say it was with the Bears. You could say it was with shit late in his career with the Jets.
He posted.
I mean, he was a dog with Denver.
Posted 3,000-yard seasons with Denver. Yeah.
I mean, shit. Brandon Marshall's prime also lasted just longer than Des Bryant and Jordy Nelson. I mean, shit.
Talking about
So
dominance.
Brandon Marshall easily starting for me, number one. That one's done deal easy for me.
A little bit.
It comes down to Des Bryant and Jordy Nelson. And I was at first gonna just be biased and say fuck Jordy Nelson, I'm cutting him. But
Whoa.
I'm gonna say
Whoa.
Jordy over Dez.
Fighting words.
I'm gonna say Jordy over Dez. Dez is getting cut, but Brandon Marshall is easily the starter out of those three.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
I'm just saying Des got it.
Brandon Marshall.
That's-
Yeah,
is, like,
that
kinda
definitely
slipping
caught
up.
it. That's definitely caught it.
Yeah, that's why he gets the start for me.
Brandon Marshall's got to be like in the top 20 for receiving yards all time. 12,
Shit, you
31,
can make the case
or
Brandon Marshall is top 25
12,350.
receiver of all time, but that's all I gotta say.
Interesting. All right, Trev, you got one more for us?
One more side. This does not involve you.
Oh my goodness, bro! I didn't know what this is, dude.
All right.
I
We got
swear to
TJ
God, bro.
Hawkinson.
My
We got
God, dude.
Dallas Goddard. We got Kyle Pitts.
All right,
Oh, man.
let me start. I'm starting Pitts. Superior talent
You just
to all of
can't
these
do
guys.
that. You
Start-
just can't do that.
You sure can. Superior talent to all these guys.
You
Then I'm going Goddard.
no.
Goddard. That's
Starting the
physical
dude
beast.
with
And then
fucking 3 career touchdowns.
I'm going Hawks getting cut. Hawks really not that guy.
I'm start. I'll give you benefit of doubt, and I'll bench Kyle Pitt, starting Goddard, and I'll cut TJ Hawkinson for the
Hawks
one.
not that guy.
I'll cut TJ Hawkinson for the one time. I just can't start Kyle. Kyle Pitt's like that right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
The talent will reign supreme.
I'm gonna have to start Dallas Goddard, bench TJ Hawkinson, and cut Kyle Pitts. I'm a firm believer in Kyle Pitts. He is one of the most talented prospects that I've ever seen, but he's literally like, people only say he's good because they're told that he's good. He has not proven that he is that upper echelon guy yet at all, in my opinion. And I think he can, and it might be a problem of the scheme or the quarterback, but you just cannot say that Kyle Pitts is in that upper echelon yet because the production is not on that level.
I'm gonna agree with Tice completely. And I'm not even gonna talk about Kyle Pitt's lack of production. We all know what kind of talent he can be, but there's one thing he can't do that TJ Hawkinson
He's not that bad of
Dallas
a
Goddard
blocker.
can do.
He's not that bad of a blocker.
TJ Hawkinson and Dallas Goddard are two of the best run blocking tight ends in the league.
Hey, how do you have a team wide top 5 running offense in the league without good run blocking tight ends?
Nobody said Kyle Pitts was the good one though.
I'm telling you to watch the film.
People were
get down in
complaining that
there.
the backup tight end was
Get
getting
down
more
in
playing
there.
time because he could block better.
Yeah, because we run like 3 tight ends all at the same time.
And Kyle Pitts be on the end of the line.
Cap,
And he's the most. Kyle Pitts.
not all of them.
Kyle Pitts,
I promise you.
PFF grade, if we looked it up right now, I guarantee is one of the bottom tier tight end blocking grades. I can
Go ahead,
guarantee.
look it up. I'll look it up. Matter of fact,
Look it up. And if it's
shall.
not, then fuck.
I
Shiver
shall.
me timbers. But
Shiver me
production wise as well, TJ Hawkinson outproducing him. Dallas Goddard is one of the top tight ends in the league right now. Honestly, like you can make the case that he's a top 5 tight end easily. Just with everything he does, he's Jalen Hurts' safety valve. He's one of the best run blocking tight ends in the whole league. He does everything at an elite level. He's an amazing tight end. Honestly, Dallas Goddard is one of my favorite prospects to watch right now. One of the best tight ends I love. And TJ Hawkinson to me is like a lower tier, like he's like the Walmart version, I guess, of fucking George Kittle. They look alike, they got the same hair flow, and they play the same way. Nasty and do whatever they got to do with the ball in their hands.
Hawk is about to be unlocked in Minnesota.
I'm telling, I like that. Hawk
Unlock
is
Hawk.
Unlock the Hawk. Yes, sir.
TJ Hawkinson. I think TJ Hawkinson is going to show that he is another top 5, probably top 10, but maybe even top 5 tight end in the league. Kyle Pitts, rookie season, 1,000 yards, but 1 touchdown. And they were scared to put him in line because they didn't know if he could run block or not. But
right, you two, all that's changed. But I can't find no single rushing grade. I'm on PFF.com, official PFF grade.
PFF keeps all the good stats behind a paywall.
But exactly, so I cannot see the individual rushing grade or
Low-key
rushing
fuck
run
PFF.
blocking grade.
Low key fuck PFF. That's just my opinion. But anyways,
I don't know. I think the production itself in the passing game has shown that the other two are better because they've outproduced Kyle Pitts this season as well.
But they've got quarterbacks that can throw the ball.
Mariota's favorite
no,
target
bro.
back in fucking
No, bro.
Tennessee was Delaney. Walker.
Yeah, cool. But
And he turned him into a Pro Bowler.
What was Delaney Walker doing though? Running across the middle. What's Kyle Pitts? Kyle Pitts' best attribute is going deep, not going through the middle because he's such a big target that he is always double teamed. And the fact that we have no weapons, they're leaving Drake in single coverage, which is perfectly fine. Like as a Falcons fan, it's perfectly fine. But Kyle Pitts is the only real threat to a defense in through the air. And let me tell you this, Marcus Mariota went 2 for 7 targeting Pitts last week. Last week, 2 for 7. And at least 3 of those would have been tutties if he could put it on the money. The film, it's the exact same thing as an early season Justin Fields. The stats do not accrue to what actually happens in the game. You've got to be able to watch the game and tell me what happened to understand or to have an explanation on why Kyle Pitts is not producing.
All I gotta say is if Kyle Pitts is playing so much inline tight end as you are saying, he's not gonna be double teamed as much as people are thinking he is, because it is extremely hard to double team an inline tight end. Extremely hard.
Well, when we got 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, one wide receiver being Olamide Zaccheaus. I love OZ, but OZ is not that great of a receiver, so you could leave him on single coverage. Drake's awesome. He's another 6'5" giant or a 6'3" giant, however tall he is, but he's a rookie. Still hasn't proven anything as a receiver in the NFL. You can leave him one-on-one. And then who I'm telling who does that leave? Who are you threatened by the Falcons offense?
At this point, I'm not threatened by Kyle Pitts because he hasn't done shit.
Here's all running the ball.
Here's all I can say about the Falcons is they would be like not only production wise a really scary offense, but like the weapons they have pose a big threat. But the issue is just Marcus Mariota's accuracy, because like statistically, he's the most aggressive passer in the league in terms of yards per attempt, but he's just unable to connect on a lot of those deep shots. You know,
I'm telling you, Arthur Smith has cooked up an insane offense for Atlanta's standards. We are like top 10, top 12 in red zone efficiency. We've scored like top 10, top 6, top 8, somewhere around there in touchdowns per game. But we can't get it. We just can't get it done through the air, which is the only problem we have because of Marcus. And that will limit us as a team and as an offense.
I think great players will still find a way to thrive in an offense. Kyle Pitts has not managed to do that. He's supposed to be a generational talent. And I'm not saying he isn't, because I think once you get the right quarterback in there, he can absolutely explode. Up until this point, though, TJ Hawkinson and Dallas Goedert had just played better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that was the last one, right, Trev?
Yeah.
Bet. All right. That's another one in the books, folks. If you enjoyed this podcast, if you wouldn't mind clicking that subscribe button, maybe the like button also, if you're feeling really frisky, leave a comment, check out our catalog, check out our other socials, Instagram, you know, the vibes, you know, the deal. Any last thoughts from any of the boys here?
Nah.
No? All right.
Justin Fields is him.
Hashtag fire Cliff.
Yeah, there you go. Hashtag Aaron Rodgers, I guess, if we're starting that.
fire. Man.
Quick shout out to the Astros for winning the series. Fuck the
Fuck
Astros,
No,
but
don't shout out. Fuck that.
Fuck the
Nah,
Astros.
I guess I'll change. Shout out to Dusty Baker
Okay, that's
for winning a World Series.
And Trey Mancini. Dude just came back from cancer and got that blank. So good shit.
And Justin Verlander for living a fucking like movie life. That's all I gotta say. All right. We will see you next week, folks. Thanks for tuning in.